today's show. This guy doesn't do the ordinary. He's unique in everything. He's DJing, he's producing, he's entertaining, his performance, even his hairstyle's unique. You know who I'm talking about, the one and only Mr. Jags Klimax.
It's very kind of you to say so.
Thank you very much. You know,
how are you,
great
sir?
to have you
okay?
on the show. Brilliant.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Brilliant. First of all, let's talk about your album.
What would you like to
New
know?
album, you know, 8-track album.
Yeah.
Got some fantastic vocalists on there. Tell us a little bit about the vocalists you've got on there.
Brand new album entitled Electric, which we released about 3 weeks ago. Got vocals from the very talented Lemba Husseinpuri, Kaka Beniawala, who was unfortunately not with us no longer, but fantastic vocalist. Jaspinder Nurullah, Amrit Saab, you know, the list is endless. You know, I've been very, very lucky to work with these great singers, and they're featuring on my brand new album Electric, which thank God, you know, and everyone's support, it's done fantastically well. Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. And like I said to you, how do you, you know, it's very hard to get this many good artists on one album. I mean, you've managed to, obviously there's something about you that these guys want to work with you.
I think it takes time, a lot of perseverance, a lot of energy goes into it, and it's definitely about who you know as well. You know, I'm very, very fortunate that my music teacher, mentor, very dear friend of mine, Cam Frantic, very well respected within the music industry and just as an individual. And you know, being connected to such a great guy kind of helps out a lot. And I've got, you know, I'm very fortunate. I've got a lot of good friends that I've met through this industry that I'm very happy to call friends now, and just call in on their help and support at times. You know, we all help each other, and it's out to them. It's never a kind of like a solo kind of a trait or anything. It's always a team effort.
Team effort,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So obviously you've got by the sounds of it, you've got a fantastic team. It's a fantastic album.
Without a doubt,
some brilliant tracks on there. You know, how do you decide? Like you've obviously got these tracks in mind. How do you decide? This song's for this guy, and this one's for this.
I think it's just. I think initially it's always a moment of inspiration. So I could be in the shower, or I could be driving, or I could be at a party, or I might be listening to old songs, and you get an idea and something clicks. It could be a line that you want to use within a song, or it could be, you know, a type of beat that you want to put towards a certain idea that you have. And once I've got that rolling in my mind, I'll kind of contact singers which I think will be appropriate for that song, like for instance Hanji, which I released, which is a very, very popular song which I released earlier this year. I called a good friend of mine, Gurmeet Bilicho, who I work with very, very closely. You know, writes amazing songs, and I had this idea, and like this word Hanji that we all use. You know, all Punjabis use this word, even non-Punjabis. Hanji, everyone uses this word.
Everybody seems to. Everybody knows the word.
Everyone knows the word and knows what it means, and so we based an idea around that. And he's got amazing, you know, writing skills, and you know, he kind of can bring an idea to life. And you know, I'll add my bits to it, and whoever else can contribute, it's awesome. You know, it's like a meal, and everyone chucks in their kind of ingredients, and it brothels up to being what it is.
So basically, it's not just that you don't, because some people will go to a writer and say, "Bhai, main gana lena," and he'll get out his big suitcase with books. So you obviously don't. You go to them and say, "Listen, I've got this idea. It's in the back of my head."
Always, yeah. And but you know, don't get me wrong. That idea works for people.
Yeah.
And as a music listener and as a DJ, I just want new music. You know, I just want to play new music. I want to listen to new music. If people like, you know, music makers, you know, they go to songwriters and they've got a song that's already written, that's awesome. That's less work, you know. So it works for them, and that's not a bad thing either.
Who are some of the writers on the album that you have used?
So I've mentioned obviously Gurmeet Bilicho, who is one songwriter that I use, you know, quite frequently. Amrit Saab, he's a very, very dear friend of mine who wrote songs on my first album, which came out in 2007, and the late great Devraj Jasalji, who's no longer with us, and he wrote he was responsible for writing Make It Clap, which is out at the moment, and doing fantastically well, still #1 on the iTunes chart and other charts around the UK and Europe and even in America. And you know, I'm just very, very lucky to be introduced to these people, to be able to work with these people, and what you hear today is the end result.
Also, like with the production side, again, you've got a team. You know, you've got a team of writers that you sit down and work with. Your production. Tell us a little bit about your production team, that you guys that sit down and say, right, we've got the vocals, we've got the songs. Now we're going to give it some life.
I think initially when it comes to writing songs and having the idea for the song, the way that it works for me is that I can hear the song finished in my head. So once I've got a song and I've got a guide, kind of like, I might not even have the actual singer that I want for the song who sung it. Even if I've got the guide from the songwriter, I can hear the song finished in my head. So it kind of makes the job half as easy as such, because I know what I want to do. And then I've got great people such as Camp who are always around me, who will always push me to do better and always make my work better, because we're like, Jags, you've done this wrong, we do that, let's try this, let's try that. And that's awesome. We've got people like Sunil Kalyan, fantastic percussionist.
One of the best.
If without a doubt. And so, I might go to him, I might go to Tubbsy Buddy, I might go to, this person or that person. And I'll know that their style of playing percussion or, playing pieces will fit the song that I'm working on at the moment. I think
what you've just hit is that secret that you've got, which you're letting out of the bag now, that you know that this guy is good at this.
It's not a secret.
Again,
it's obvious.
But some people, to some people it isn't. But obviously you've got the knack of saying, I want this sound. He's my man for that. I need this. He's the man. So getting that balance right, I think is a big thing, because when it comes all together, when everything's right, it all works that little bit better.
It's all a team effort. I think the individual that can sit in a room by themselves with no windows and just, awesome. I'm not that individual. I like to work with people. I like to call my mate up. I might call Pt1 up, for example, another music producer doing fantastic thing. I go, bro, listen to this. Does this sound good? Yeah, it sounds good. No, it sounds rubbish. Okay, I'm coming to your studio. I'll go into his computer. I'll nick all these different sounds. I'll add it to that. Try this, try that. I go to this. That's what it's about. It's about making good music, and it's about working with your friends. It's about enjoying it, and it's about having a good end product, and that's what I like to have.
So, who are some of the producers that you've worked with on in these electric projects? Who are the producers that have helped you?
So, obviously the main guys, Cam Frantic. I'm in and out that studio. It's like my second home. There's people like Jitty who I've worked with. Amit Rai and other guys consistently helped me throughout the years, and I think just advice from people that aren't even producers, just music listeners. Friends of mine that love Punjabi music, love Bhangra music, love music as a whole. I'll play them a song. If they like it, they get good feeling from it. It's good feedback. If it's not, I know they'll give me an honest opinion. Just
again, obviously, with your album and everything, now I think it's become a trend now that with any album, any song, videos. Right. How important do you think are the videos now? Are they more important than the song in your view now? Or?
I think what the key thing about releasing a song is the promotion behind it. It's all good having a song, but it's no good having a song that no one knows about. So having a video is another source of promotion. It's another advertisement, another advert as such to kind of promote your music. So whether it be an interview on a show like this, or whether it be on a radio, in a magazine, on the internet, or whether it be a music video, whether it be a poster, it all contributes in highlighting and exposing the fact that you have a song which is out for people to enjoy it. And so a music video is a key part to that, because a lot of people watch television, they watch Britasia, they look out for new music and rely on such media platforms, like this station and like this show, to find out what's new. People like new stuff. It's like people don't want to wear the same jumper every day. They want to buy new, it's fashion. So they keep up to date with it, and it's another part of promotion.
I mean, a couple of things on the downside of our Bhangra industry. One thing that is, if you're getting with yourself, you are involved with everything from the song selection to the musicians you use, the production, the side of it, producing in the studio and everything. Just want to know your view on about some of these ghost productions that's going on. Some of these people, again, like you get loads of people that they've paid somebody to get a song, paid somebody to sing it, paid somebody to produce it.
That's not ghost production then that. Like, for instance, if I come to you and say, buddy, here's money, produce my song for me, then you've produced it. If I've said that if I've produced it, that's not ghost production. I'm just a liar. It's as simple as that.
So they're basically lying and they're risking it. Because the credit should go to the person that's done the work. I mean, I'm not on your part, I'm saying, but that is happening in our industry. A lot of it. And
what happens around the world, good or bad, you appreciate the good and you're disappointed about the bad. But I'm worried about my life. I'm worried about my team. I'm worried about my mum. I'm worried about what's going on in my world. I do what I can, and I will always be positive about things.
So you're going to do the right things, forget about everybody else.
I will do what I think is good for me, because I can only control my life. I can't go out and do what's going to be good for you, because you're your own man, and you will do what's right for you as an individual, correct?
Brilliant, well,
right. And it's like with everyone else, I'm out there, I was on the motorway on the way up to this interview. I had a young lad from Leeds giving me a call, got my number from somewhere, asking for advice. I spent 30 minutes on the phone to him, giving him the right advice. Now, whether he chooses to take that,
That's his choice.
That's his prerogative.
Yeah.
I can only give him what I feel is the best advice. I don't really know the guy, but you know, you've got to share them bits of information, because I remember when I was a young lad and I needed help and I was calling people that I hardly knew that were obviously doing well within the industry, and some people took their time out and gave me that advice, some people didn't. But it was fundamentally down to me to take that advice on board and to do the right thing or to not. And fortunately, I'm around good people, and I made the right choices. You know, I made some wrong choices, but I definitely learned from them.
Okay, again, I mean, a lot has happened. This is your third album. Third album. Is there any chance that we're going to see actually Jags Klimax take the next step up? Maybe doing some vocals, singing on the, maybe in the future?
I only sing in the shower, so no chance.
So unless we can get that in there, no chance.
You're not going to see me. I'm not going to be one of these guys that sings and makes a bit of a prat out of themselves. No,
I mean, your first album, which is entitled The Album, the title track, I mean, you're saying 2007. That's what, 8 years ago?
7 years ago, yeah.
You know, it's still played up. It's a dance anthem. Play all the tracks and everything. After that one, the Bollywood
project
you've done. You switched over to the Bollywood side of it. Is that something you was that was in the back of your mind? Or I want to try my hand at Hindi stuff and Bollywood.
Again, it's just about who I'm able to work with at the time. That kind of whatever vibe I'm feeling at that time. It's just about opportunity and seizing that moment. And at that moment, I was very fortunate to work with people like Taz from Stereo Nation, Sonu Nigam, Sunita Chauhan, very big Bollywood playback singers. And as a person who makes music, as a person who does this for a living, these kind of opportunities you cannot let pass. And, you can't just let them go. And so obviously I wanted to kind of work with these guys and these singers, and I had the chance to do it, and I worked with them. Even like on this album, worked with Lembard, Shin, these kind of people. I couldn't let that pass.
Obviously, your first love is DJing.
Without a doubt.
You're out there on the live circuit, week in, week out.
Yeah,
you're there
constantly.
doing the wedding, the parties, and everything. How do you cram everything in?
It's very difficult, it's very time management. I've got to make a lot of sacrifices, don't get to see my mum as much, don't get to go on dates with girls and all the rest of it, or out with my mates. But what I'm doing, hopefully, it will pay off one day, and all I can do is just try my best.
Okay, obviously any hobbies and stuff, when you do have that little bit of time, Jags Klimax time, what do you like to
that very easily, and that's I sleep. That's what I do.
Right, okay.
I sleep.
So you sleep.
Or I go and watch the football, or I watch it on TV, or
who do you follow while we're here in football?
I'm a Crystal Palace supporter. Yeah, they're my local team.
Got to shake your hand on that.
Yeah, are you a Palace supporter?
Don't be silly.
Oh,
don't be silly.
You're a clever man, that's right.
Okay, album, brilliant, fantastic. Are you started on your next project? What are we expecting next from Jags Klimax?
I've just released Electric. It's been received phenomenally well. I'm so overwhelmed by the love and support given. The main thing is, I'm always getting tweets and texts, people saying they enjoy this track, they enjoy the album, and it seems to be the tunes that I've released seem to be the tunes for this summer, and I'm very happy about that. I've got something else which I'm looking to release at the end of this year, which I'm very excited about, and that is with a very big Bollywood singer and another UK artist. So. Just watch your space for that, and that's the next thing.
It's been a pleasure having you here, Jags. Thank you very much for taking your time out with us. Thank you very much for spending your time with us. Thank you.